So today we're talking about God as my partner. Last week we talked about if I believe I can, and we talked a lot about believing in our own divinity and all the possibilities that brought about for us. But today we want to talk about taking God as the invisible partner in our life. And when we do that, we have all the access to all that God is, and it becomes more aware for us. So like the reading said, we need to make God our senior partner. So Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind magazine said this: if you think of life as always bringing to you everything you need, you will have formed a partnership with Spirit that will prosper you in everything you do. Well, I love that, prosper you in everything you do, because I want all areas of my life to look abundant and joyful. So your question for the day is this: what is the one choice that you might choose today to make the divine your senior business partner, knowing the partnership brings you infinite wisdom and good? So, divine guidance. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we really had divine guidance in every aspect of our lives and we knew it was part of our lives? What I know is God as our partner implies a partnership. And partnerships are typically formal arrangements of two or more parties to manage and operate our business. And when we speak of God as our partner, that business is our life, how we live every day. And what I know is that the business of our life can be very stressful at times and sometimes can feel daunting and whelming. So when we partner with God, what we do is we embrace this ability to share our burdens and our triumphs. And it's that idea of I don't have to go it alone. I can allow the divine to guide me through those areas that I'm not fully equipped maybe to handle. We have a better chance of success when we make God our senior partner and when we enjoy the wisdom and the infinite intelligence that God provides. And what better decision making can we have than a partner that we might consider to be a know-it-all? Well, that might sound a little bit strange, but it's the truth. God does know all. You know that I don't mean know-it-all in a bad way, but we think of God as all-knowing, and that's what I mean by know-it-all. We've all heard the phrase, 2 heads are better than one. Well, if one of those heads is God, imagine what can happen. There's a great quote in the Science of Mind that says this: the one seeking to demonstrate the power of spiritual realization in everyday affairs should believe in divine guidance. He should affirm that his mind is continually impressed with the images of right action, and that everything in his life is controlled by love, harmony, and peace. That everything he does prospers, and that the eternal energy back of all things animates everything he undertakes. Wow. The eternal energy back of all things animates everything he undertakes. So when we take God as our partner, that's what happens. We recognize that the divine is beneath everything. And it changes how we look at life in a lot of different ways. So when I talk about the divine guidance, I want to make it really clear that I'm not talking about a God out there somewhere. That this guidance is from the divine that is within. It's not outside of us, it comes from the inside out. And when we partner with the divine and make the divine our senior partner, what happens is we allow The divine not to be a silent partner, but truly to be the senior partner. So it's like the beginning song today said, we have to go inside to find our God. And when we go inside to find our God, then what happens is all that the divine is that's already within us starts to show up. So we start to manifest things that we maybe weren't aware that we were even capable of manifesting. Because there's nothing that truly happens outside of us. It's all from with the inside out. And that outer manifestation allows us to perceive the world and to perceive things that are going around us that might look like limitations or might look like struggles, to feel a little bit less daunting. I want to read a quote from Chris Michaels in Your Soul's Assignment. He said this: "Our true and lasting fulfillment can only come through a partnership with Spirit, through which we are meant to dramatically eclipse our current limitations." A partnership with Spirit through which we dramatically eclipse our limitations. I want to tell you a story of a 17-year-old and how much she loved her dad and how her dad allowed Spirit to help him eclipse some of the dramatic events in his life. She said, "My dad is the best dad I could ask for. He's a loving husband to my mom. He always makes her laugh. He's been to every one of my soccer games since I was 5, and I'm 17 now. And he provides for our family as a construction foreman. This morning when I was searching through my dad's toolbox for some pliers, I found a dirty folded paper note at the bottom. It was an old journal entry in my dad's own handwriting, dated exactly 1 month before I was born. Here's what it said: "I am 18 years old, an alcoholic who has dropped out of college, a past cutter, a child abuse victim with a criminal record of auto theft. And next month, teen father will be added to the list. But I swear I will make things right for my little girl. I will be the dad I never had." And the 17-year-old says, "I don't know how he did it, but he did it." So what we know is when we partner with Spirit, we do find that dramatic eclipse of our current limitations. We do find a way out of what we're in. And it takes us knowing that the divine is right there. Again, believing that we can as we partner with the divine. So that dad found his own way of partnering with the divine, of making his life different so that his daughter could have the dad he never had. And it gives us an opportunity to really look at how we can change our lives when we allow the divine to guide us. Ernest Holmes in Science of Mind said, "If we have to make a choice and we feel we do not know which or what to choose, we must be still in our own consciousness and know that the Spirit within us knows which of the ways is the right way and the most constructive way, and will guide us." Spirit knows the right way. We just have to be willing to follow. And to be willing to follow means that when we make God our senior partner, we need to make time to listen. So our meditation song today was, "Listen, listen, listen to my heart song." We have to listen to our heart song, and we can't hear it. We're in the busyness and the everyday life and the doingness of this thing and that thing and on a computer, watching television or whatever. We need to take some time every day to be still and listen to our heart song. So if up until now, you haven't made that choice to be still and listen to your heart song, or you haven't made that choice to allow God to be your partner, make today the first day of the rest of your life and choose today to make God your partner. It's like our reading said, why creep along instead of striding out boldly? Daniel Nahmod has this beautiful song, and it's, I don't need to know because God knows. And I think that sums up a whole lot of why we want God as our partner. Because in so many aspects of our lives, we don't need to know when we get still and listen to our heart, because God has the answers. And all we have to do is ask and get still and listen to those answers. So what's even better when we partner with God is that we're partnering with love. Because we all know that God is love. And the song right before this message said, love can move the world. That is such a true statement. It also says we're just one life, and that's enough. We want to make this one life one where it indeed moves the world to peace. That song has so many lyrics that I love. It begins with you and me. Love can move the world, but it takes all of us to do it. A lot of us might not be loving our world right now. I know that there's a lot of strife and a lot of anxiety and a lot of nervousness about this upcoming election. And that creates an energy on the planet that's something other than love. And so what I'm going to invite you to do, I've already voted. And before I voted, I got still and I listened. I let the divine guide me. Nobody can really tell you what's in your heart. But what I do know is that as soon as this election is over, and as soon as we have all participated to the fullest, meaning go out and vote, that whatever is the outcome, it's in divine order. Whatever happens, there's lessons for all of us to learn in it. No matter which party we're looking at, if our chosen candidate doesn't get elected, there is divine order in what's happening in the future. The song, Love Can Move the World, also says, look around and see if someone's hurting. You can help. There is something you can do. What I know is that when we approach things that look like something other than love, because you know, I frequently say the world's all about love or a call for love. So if it's a call for love, there's something we can do, and the thing that we can do is take that partner of ours and express all of the love that the divine is. Because in expressing love, we make the world a better place. So again, suppose that you see something that's a call for love. Make that God as your partner even more important, and express love on the planet. You know, businessmen that are struggling for maybe financial help have to take a partner or else go out of business. It's a choice they have to make. But the nice thing about us choosing God as our partner is that we know that the answer is always going to be yes. God's just waiting to be our partner. We don't really have to fill out a lot of paperwork and say, please, 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 and this is my business plan and this is my life plan. We just have to say, I'm ready. Please be a part of my life. And the way we allow the divine to be a part of our life is to just be exactly who we are and listen, get still and allow the divine to speak to us. Imagine our planet and imagine our country if we really believed and let love move the world. What do you think it might look like? Do you think that this process that we're going through right now might be a little bit different? If everybody on the planet made the decision to change the world by looking at what was good for the common denominator of all of us, if everybody looked at how can love move this, it would change how this life experience that we're having was created. You know, the thing is, we can't sit around and wait for something to happen. We have to make it happen. We have to choose God as our partner. We have to let God be in our lives. We have to open the door of our heart and let God in. Because sometimes we say, oh yeah, that makes a really good sense. I'm going to let God be my partner. And yet what we do in life and how we're doing and how we're being on the planet doesn't look like we're loving. It looks more like sometimes we're calling for love. So we have to let God be our partner and be the senior partner. We have to have an open door policy, kind of. You know, when you work in a business and there's an open door policy and you can go into your boss's office and say, I need to talk to you. God's always right there wherever we are. We don't even have to walk down the hallway. All we have to do is open our hearts and say, I don't know how to choose. Help me choose. In The Power of an Idea, Ernest Holmes wrote this: we should come to the realization that the presence greater than we are is cooperating with us, which it most certainly is, and therefore we must cooperate with it. And our cooperation is so simple. Believe in it, trust its guidance, and accept its expression through us. Wow. Believe in it. Do you believe that God can be your partner and you can always come from a place of love? Trust in it. Trust its guidance. When you don't know which way to go, are you going to actually get still and open your heart, open that door to your life so that God can guide you? It's a dance, you know, of when do I make the decisions and when do I say, nope, this isn't mine to decide. And accept its expression through us. That part is probably the most important, because I think a lot of times we just believe we are who we are and that things aren't going to change. We get into that situation of, oh my God, I thought COVID was going to last for a couple months and now it's 9 months later and we're still stuck at home, or we're still wearing masks, or there doesn't look like there's any end in sight. The times in your business when you most need a senior partner that's wise and intelligent are the times when things aren't going well. Because when things are going well, that senior partner can just like go out and play golf. It's not a big deal. But when things aren't going well, you really need to have someone in your life that you can trust their guidance. And we can always trust our heart to tell us the truth. So I have a challenge for you this week. Make God your senior partner and leave the door of your heart open so that you can hear the messages that the divine is speaking to you. Because if we don't get still sometimes and allow our partner to have a conversation with us, why have a partner? It's like a silent partner. We don't want a silent partner in God. We want God to be our senior partner. We want God to always be giving us the wisdom and the intelligence of what the divine already knows. Remember, God, the know-it-all? That's what we want in our life. And here's what you might do. Check in each evening. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I did today to engage God as my partner? It's a great question. What's the one thing I did today to engage God as my partner? And the more frequently you ask yourself that, if you do it every evening, you're going to start noticing that throughout your days, your brain is going to say, I'm not sure right now. Let me just get still for a minute. Let me open my heart. Allow God, my senior partner, to give me some advice. Emmett Fox, in our reading that we had today, said this: If you will really make God your business partner in every department of your life, you will be amazed at the quick and striking results you will obtain. The quick and striking results you will obtain with God as our partner, with love as our partner. We engage in the world to make love move the world to a better place. So let's pray. Just knowing that the divine is infinite wisdom and always present, and infinite intelligence and freedom and love and joy and peace. And knowing that with God as my partner, all of that is right where I am. Right where I am, right where I sit, right when I open my heart, my door of life, which is our heart, to that intelligence and that wisdom and that love. So what I know to be the truth is that this week, each of us is considering, what did we do today to engage God as our partner? What did we do today to choose love when someone was calling for love? What did we do today to open our hearts to all the wisdom and all of the infinite intelligence that the divine can move through us? So it's with great gratitude that I know that the God without is the God within each of us. That God always says yes. When we ask, it is given. So it's from all of that gratitude that I just release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action. Because I do know the truth, that the God in his infinite wisdom, in the infinite time, has already said yes. That everything that we could dream has already come true. And so God has said, wow, this is so good. I'm so excited to partner with each of these people on the planet. Because I can imagine that love has an essence of excitement in it. So I can just let all of that be. I say amen. And together we can affirm it. And so it is.